we've kicked off the celebrations already, and no doubt there is a lot more to come. And we're looking forward to those celebrations. We see that June in Norway, Oslo, Norway, is trying to get through to us on the on the WhatsApp line. But June, that line is engaged right now, so you might want to be mindful of that. In the meantime, though, we want to clear some of those messages that have been coming in. In fact, we have quite a backlog of messages that we've been getting, and we want to clear as many of those as possible. You know how much value your input, right? so, so who's trying to get a ticket? This is Mr. Richard Burke. Mr. Burke, how are you? Right, thank you, sir. I am doing well, thanks. So I hear you're one of those hoping to get a ticket now?
Yes, I didn't know it was a shortage of tickets. I waited last minute to get my tickets and begging to get a spot.
Oh, wow. Looks like you're going to have to get involved in some serious negotiations.
Trying to do that now as we speak. I'm talking to Mr. Bartlett and trying to negotiate 2 tickets.
All right. Well,
unfortunately, I went to get my suit and stuff today, so I need 2 tickets.
Oh, wow. Anybody with 2 legal, legitimate tickets to sell? Well, Mr. Burt, what Burt is it?
Richard.
Richard Burt. Burton, I beg your pardon. Richard Burton is hoping to get 2 tickets to go to the 60th anniversary of Independence Gala for Jamaica. And it's happening tomorrow evening, starting at 7 o'clock with cocktails. So those who are listening, if you have family and friends and colleagues in Bermuda who you think may or may not have a ticket or two and might be able to give up a ticket or two, well, let's see. Or you might have to pay big for that. Eh? Good luck.
Thanks, and I appreciate it.
All right, Richard Burton. Take care. That is the situation here in Bermuda. The event is now a sold out event. It is sold out. And we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds here in Bermuda. Stand by for that. Those who were on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube, and got kicked off, that was just a function of the signal. Signal dropped. Facebook Live is still up and running. And we just got YouTube running again. So those who would like to see what's happening on location, feel free. Feel free to be a part of the experience. So in the meantime, though, we're going to try and read some more of these messages. Let's see where to start. And those who are calling us on the text line, just we won't be able to take the calls just now because we're trying to clear these messages. Bear with us, please. It's a lot of messages. It's a lot of messages, and we're trying to clear them as quickly as possible. Let's see how we can do this. Nadine Moulton, hello to you, and all the very best. What is this now? Somebody's asking us about an event. Yes, there's an event on Saturday, the 10th of September. That is correct, 2022. And this has to do with the Jamaican Heritage College students, for college students in the metro area and in Jamaica. We'll tell you some more about that. There's also the 12th Virtual Scholarship Awards ceremony, which is scheduled for Saturday, the 5th of November. And you'll hear more about that as time goes on. Moulton. And let's see who else. This one says, thanks for reading my comment. I totally agree, but there seems to be staff turnover and lack of follow up. And that's in reference to a message that was sent a few days ago. Or was it? Yes, a few days ago. So we will come back to that. We'll forward this message, in fact, to Attorney at Law Gloria Brown. So let's do that right now. And in fact, Miss Brown was asking us about the message in terms of a contact for the person. I think we neglected to provide that. So we're going to do that right now as well. Let's see if we can do that in just a moment. But we do have the number of the person who messaged us. You can go ahead, man. You're fine. You're not on camera. So let's see. We're gonna send this number over now to Attorney at Law Gloria Brown. Let's see what's happening here. Here we go. So we're gonna paste this number of the person who wanted to get that message. So that is off now. We just that. Let's see who else is on the messaging platform. We're on WhatsApp right now. And I should say hello to Winsome Keynes. Good afternoon to you. Lovely to have exchanged words. Uh, Evening it was. Good afternoon to you. And we look forward to seeing you at some point again. All right, so send on down. Let's go through the other messages. Uh, just clearing through. Roy Lawrence has sent us a message. He says, Voice of New York never heard of Barron's Bank buying stock and crash the bank. Oh, sorry, we missed that one. That's some other discussion that was held. And yet another. We're going through them. After all, you have taken the time to send us your messages. The least we can do is at least acknowledge your messages. We're going a step further. We're reading your messages. Ash says, hi, Mr. Durvan, YouTube not working. Yes, it is working. Check again. YouTube is, in fact, working. The stream ended and we restarted it. So check again, Ash. Check again. All the best. And let's go through again. We still have more messages. What time is it? We're close to the break. Any moment now. Lena, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Cuban in Georgia, greetings to you too. Thank you very much. And Dorel Richards, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in. And a patriotic Jamaican in New York. More in a moment. Standing by. 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon here in Hamilton, Bermuda, 4 p.m. in Kingston, Jamaica. You understand this? Yes, sir. You know what I need? Sorry. I totally forgot that this has a built-in battery. No, it doesn't need a battery. It just needs a cable. Yeah, yeah. Right, this is more than school. Oh, I have two brothers who went to Casey. I wonder if you know. Do you know any of my brothers who went to Casey? Check if you know any of my brothers who went to Casey. I have two brothers who went to Casey.
Yeah, I only went there for 2 years for six form. I did one day school and first to fifth form. I was one of the Mark High School and when school challenge twice. And I was there. So then I lived there and I did six form in KC. I played, I was studying so far. Yes, against all of our St. James and all those stuff.
My two brothers are undefeated. Yeah. I don't remember the years.
So, I was showing off. I was saying I have two of the proudest alumni. One day school as a country school. They're so proud. I don't know if you met Yashiba,
Yes.
but we have one day school as a country
She
school.
went to Martin.
Yeah, she went one day school. She's what class? So then, and then of course, fourth is
The keep
no.
is going. I'm not going to have to interview
All right,
you because
yeah.
the
No, I
music
don't
is
need
going.
another interview. It's all right.
Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:04. Is that correct? Let me double check. No. Son las, uh, son las 3:03. Uh, what time is it? 3 minutes past 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica. Well, make that 5 minutes past 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Kingston, Jamaica, which means it's 5:05 p.m. here in Hamilton, Bermuda. Let's see. Kareen Campbell is asking, what's the culture like in Bermuda? I wonder who wants to take that. Mrs. Keynes is at the right place at the right time, and she's going to. Oh, here's a seat for her. It matches her outfit as well. So this was made for Mrs. Keynes. That's right. All right. So here we are with another of the stalwarts here in Bermuda, as in stalwarts of both Bermuda and Jamaica, straddling both cultures. And most appropriate that Kareen on YouTube should ask about the culture in Bermuda. Well, first of all, good afternoon to you, Mrs. Keynes. How are you?
Good afternoon. Fine, thank you, Durban. I'm doing quite well, thanks. And Karine, Bermuda's culture is
Sorry,
very,
that was-
there's something that you would admire. Bermuda a very mild temperament. They're very kind and gentle people.
You know who epitomizes that? Every time I see him, Mr. Willard Richardson. The
Yes.
man, he doesn't trouble anybody.
So they are
He,
very
he,
mild
I've
and
never heard him
kind,
raise his voice.
compassionate. Yeah,
Yes.
they are very mild temperament.
Yeah.
They're very mild.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
Bermudans are very kind, and you don't ruffle them easy
Yes.
because you know you get ruffled easy, but not Bermudian. They can bear. Bermuda
Yes.
is very nice, and
Mm-hmm.
as I say, the people are friendly
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. And so to the culture now, let's talk about aspects of the culture. Are there aspects that you find to be similar to Jamaica, or are the two cultures, as in Jamaican culture and Bermudian culture, as far as the north is from is the south or the east from the west?
no, the cultures are so similar.
Hmm.
They adapt very well as we do in Jamaica. Not anywhere you Bermudian really adapt. Culture are similar and food is similar. They like our food and enjoy everything that the Caribbean people cook. So the culture is similar in everything. The only thing that's a little bit different is the weather. In December to May, April, it's very cool, and May start warming a bit, and that's the only difference. The warmth in Jamaica is always, but in Bermuda you have the cold temperature and the coolness of the months of January to May.
And it doesn't help in the colder months or cooler months, the fact that we're right here in the middle of the North Atlantic.
Exactly, it doesn't help. And special to when we have Jamaicans that migrate to Bermuda that did not really know that Bermuda's weather change. They come not knowing that. So sometimes we that are here long, we have to jump in and make sure we source material for them and things to keep them warm.
I see. Now, what can you tell us? So that's the culture. Karen Campbell was asking, what are some of the similarities between Jamaica and Bermuda? I think you may or may not have mentioned in terms of similarities as opposed to differences.
This similarity is people are that Bermuda are conscious and something that I admire of Bermuda. They're similar to Jamaica. We look out for each other. We something that we are together. The cultural difference for us. Sometimes we don't forgive or forget as easily. We forgive and forget very easily.
Okay, I see. I see what you mean. Some more messages coming in. Asha Ash in England, London, England says, "Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Durban. Just tuning in from London. Welcome, Asha Ash." And Malcolm's Building and Trading.com says, "Blessed day to you, Sir Malcolm. Life is a blessing. So we give thanks. Love the program. Just keep up the good work and keep safe. And you do likewise." Malcolm's Building and Trading.com. And again, listeners, let me declare, I don't have anything to do with Malcolm's Building and Trading.com. It's just coincidence that we have the same name, right? Right. So now, I'm trying to remember if I read that you're one of the life members.
Founding members.
Founding. Oh,
Yes,
founding.
I was one of the founding members. In fact,
And let's just tell our listeners that one of the founding members uh, of the Jamaican of the Jamaican Association Bermuda. Right. So well, let's take us back there to those early days before
yes.
the founding of this illustrious organization.
Well, back then, we, the founding members, we used to cook and bake. and then go back and sell it, and then we buy tickets.
Hold on, come again. You used to cook, bake in Jamaica.
Here,
Oh, here. Oh, I
yeah,
thought it was in Jamaica and
no,
then
no, no,
taking it to
no.
Bermuda.
We start here. It was in like in my home downstairs, and it was in Mrs. Christopher's shop.
Mhm.
So we started those two places. The meetings were always in my home or Mrs. Christopher's shop, and then we would plan. So what you have today is because of what we did back then in cooking home, baking, and selling and striving to make Bermuda a better place and understanding what Jamaicans are, who Jamaicans are, and how we can make Bermuda home and intertwine Jamaicans and Bermudians together that we can live together in one. So
I see.
that the reason why I think that it worked out so well is that we encourage our children that was born here. They have the culture of Jamaica and Bermuda, and their family is Jamaica and Bermuda, so they mix very well. They share very well. They care, so they take our culture that we teach us into the community, and that was something that made Bermuda a better place, a stronger community in love, friendship with the Caribbean people, love and friendship with the Caribbean people.
So, how much do you remember of how the idea came up to form an association? Whose idea was that?
Well, what happened really, how the association was formed? Back then, it was bad blood between the Bermudians and the Jamaicans.
Really?
Yes, it was. And we have a former minister of immigration who said we had a few troublesome Jamaicans. Like, sometimes when we travel, some of us don't know how to behave in people's country. And we have a few of our people that didn't behave so well. And so one of the minister made a disparaging comments about Jamaican women. And oh my gracious, that got our ire.
Mm,
And so we decided that comment is not acceptable. And so we met, and that was how the association. And then Mrs. Fisher had children that weren't for her Bermudian husband. They were going to school, and the minister then asked that they be expelled from the school because they weren't the children of her husband. Oh my gracious, we went crazy.
what?
Yes, and that was with that and with the statement from the then I won't call the minister's name. But the minister then talked about Jamaican women and the loose way in which he was acting like we were. I said the nerve. We decide we're going to do something about that, and under those two circumstances, the association was formed.
All right. Like that. And so initially, it was just to speak up and speak
Yeah,
out
had
on
somebody.
matters pertinent to the Jamaican community.
Yes, and the Jamaican community didn't have a voice. There was no one that was speaking for us.